Hello, everyone. So, welcome you all in this platform, and we are here to discuss the Odisha government schemes as part of your Odisha economy. So, from last couple of days, we have started the discussing Odisha economy, and today we'll try to finish this all those schemes that has been launched by the government or the Odisha government. So it's there in front of you, and let's discuss one by one. If you have any query or any doubt, you can simply ask me. Okay, so let's begin this. First scheme is Biju Pakaghar Yojana. First scheme is Biju Pakaghar Yojana. This is with the name of the famous personality Biju Patnaik. Biju Pakaghar Yojana is a scheme to provide Pakka Ghar. Okay, the scheme which has been launched by the government to provide Pakka Ghar. So let's see what are the details of this scheme. The Chief Minister of Odisha initiated the Biju Pakka Ghar Yojana with the aim of offering proper housing. Proper housing, that means the people who had the Kacha Ghar, that will be replaced with the Pakka Ghar. So proper housing to beneficiaries residing in a makeshift dwelling across the state. Okay. So this program seeks to replace ଯାହାର କଚ୍ଚା ଘର ଅଛି that will be replaced. ତାଙ୍କୁ କ'ଣ ମିଳିବ? ପକ୍କା ଘର ମିଳିବ with well constructed ପକ୍କା houses. Okay, so this is the first such point or one of the key feature of this particular scheme, Biju Pakka Ghar Yojana. Okay, the scheme aims to significantly enhance the living standard of both rural and urban populations. From here or from this point or this statement, you can simply say that this Biju Pakka Ghar Yojana, the provision of providing Pakka houses for the people both from the rural as well as the urban populations. Both for the rural as well as the urban populations. Okay, so you can say this rural and urban populations, especially those are economically disadvantaged. Okay, so जो economically disadvantaged sections है, जो deprived sections है, जो एक पक्का houses afford नहीं कर सकते and they are living in the कच्चा houses. So for them to improve their standard of living, we have started the scheme, or the government has started the scheme, Biju Pakka Ghar Yojana. According to the house specifications outlined in the official Biju Pakka Ghar notification, the following specification must be adhered. So while this providing this Pakka Ghar, certain features are there, certain specifications should be adhered or usko follow karna hoga. So let's see what are those specifications. The foundation roof walls are constructed using permanent materials. So जो पक्का घर उनको मिलेगी और जो पक्का घर ना को दिया जीवो, those materials which are permanent in nature. It's not about the temporary kind of thing. Okay. So these are the some specifications. For example, fly ash bricks, burned bricks, stones, okay, cement, concrete, timbers. So those materials or well or good quality materials would be used so that those beneficiaries would get the pakka houses. Roof materials consist of tiles, GCI sheets, asbestos cement sheets, RVC, okay. And the expected lifetime of the pakka house should be minimum of 30 years. So that to improve the living standard or the livelihood or the उनकी जिंदगी को बेहतर करने की इस the effort which has been seen by the government through this particular scheme. Okay. So कच्चा हाउस स्पेसिफिकेशन, कच्चा हाउस की क्राइटेरिया क्या है या कच्चा हाउस जो आमे कहूछु ताकू काहाको आमे कच्चा हाउस कहितो, मेड फ्रॉम नॉन ड्यूरेबल मटेरियल्स, मेड फ्रॉम नॉन ड्यूरेबल मटेरियल्स, फॉर एग्जांपल अनबर्न्ड ब्रिक्स, स्टोन्स, ग्रास, रीड्स, जहाको आमे छण बोली भी कहितो द राइस स्ट्रॉ. ओके, So that is known as the kacha house. See, the thing is, since Odisha is a state which is prone to natural disasters, and mostly the flood and cyclone, mostly the flood and cyclone. So that in this particular state, people should be given this pakka houses facilities. In this particular state, people should be given this pakka houses facilities. Why? Because ड्यूरिंग दिस साइक्लोन और दिस फ्लड जो सरकार को बार बार इवाकुएट करना पड़ता है, सरकार कौन करती बार बार इवाकुएट करती ड्यूरिंग दिस नेचुरल कैलामिटीज, दैट शुड नॉट बी, और सरकार को बारंबार दे शुड नॉट इन्वॉल्व इन दिस. ओके, and these people will get a sustainable way of life. These people will get a sustainable way of life. Cyclone asila bhangi deki palela, flood asila bhangi deki palela, then they have to rebuild their houses as well. They lose their belongings as well. So to get rid of such kind of scenario, the government has planned to provide what this Biju Pakka Ghar Yojana. Okay, so these are the kacha house specifications. I mean, how to identify those kacha house, that also we discussed. Biju Pakka Ghar Yojana beneficiaries encompass those whose homes are damaged by natural or man-made disasters, those affected by river or sea flooding, beneficiaries under the Scheduled Tribe and Forest Dwellers Act. So basically, who are those beneficiaries? For example, people who are affected by this natural or man-made disaster. For example, natural, let's say flood or cyclone. Man-made, for example, let's say fire, the and I mean kind of fire kind of thing. So ये man-made भी ताको हमें कहते. So those affected by river or sea flooding, beneficiaries under the Scheduled Tribe Forest Dwellers Act, individuals impacted by occupational diseases, vulnerable households, and households registered as kacha under ACCC 2011 survey. Okay, so this caste census, basically this is socio-economic caste census. So socio-economic caste census 2011, as per that, these criterias have been fixed. These criterias have been fixed. For example, people those who are victim of this natural and man-made disaster, people those who are affected by this flooding, people those who are affected or those are from this Scheduled Tribe and Forest Dwellers Act, people those who impacted by this occupational diseases mane kon, a disease which generally people are affected are from the workplace. For example, cement factory, for example, coal factory. तो से सब लोकमानक मध्य that has been considered, or they will be given this kind of facility. Vulnerable households and households registered as kacha under ACCC 2011. जो सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कास्ट सेंसस हुए ସେଥିରେ कैटेगरी थाए. कैटेगरी इन द सेंस आपण सेंसस भी देखंतु, सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कास्ट सेंसस देखंतु. कैटेगरी कोन थाए? कैटेगरी होजी the house is whether of a kacha house or pakka house. That category you have to mention. So in that survey, jo loko manankara kacha house achi, they will be given this kind of pakka house scheme, or they will be given this help from the government to build the pakka house. Okay. Coming to the second such scheme, Nirman Sainik Pakka Ghar Yojana. निर्माण सैनिक पक्का घर योजना. अच्छा, निर्माण श्रमिक पक्का घर योजना. ओके, दिस इज निर्माण श्रमिक पक्का घर योजना. निर्माण श्रमिक पक्का घर योजना aim to offer permanent homes specially for individuals linked to construction industries. So nirman shramik in the sense the people who are associated with the nirman or construction sector, construction industries. So construction industries, for example, barely they live their life by earning something around 10 to 12,000 per month. So, I mean, government came with this facility निर्माण श्रमिक पक्का घर योजना जो कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्कर्स अछंती कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री रे जो लोक काम करूछंती दे विल बी प्रोवाइडेड दिस व्हाट this pakka ghar or pakka houses. So you can correct this nirman shramik, not sainik. Okay. Let's see the salient features. Again, this nirman shramik, financial aid for construction workers. Financial aid for construction workers. The government will financially assist construction workers to build their permanent houses. So they will be given financial aid. Okay, under this uh, Nirman Shramik, this Pakka Ghar Yojana. Then what is this construction grant? Construction grant is selected individuals get rupees 1 lakh to initiate their home construction. So the amount which they will get, that is 1 lakh at the initial stage to initiate their home construction. Their home construction. So घर की काम शुरुआत करने के लिए घर काम स्टार्ट करबा पई they get 1 lakh rupees from the government. Okay, those construction laborers. Pension plan, workers aged 60 plus receive a monthly pension of rupees 500. 500 टंका they will get from the government aged 60 plus. They will get as a pension. So three things you have to see. The first one is the financial aid will be given to them, to those construction workers. Number one. Number two, the construction aid will also be given, and that aid would be the 1 lakh rupees. Number three, a pension will be provided to those 60 plus age group of this construction workers, and the amount of pension is what? 500 rupees. Okay, so there are three features. Let me tell you one thing. If you have gone through the last 2 years paper, prelims paper, uh, the questions pattern little bit have changed. The question pattern have changed. So earlier they were asking like one liner question. Now they have shifted to the statement based question like UPSC. So now they have shifted to the statement based question like UPSC. Tenu be careful with respect to salient features of different schemes as well. Certainly they will ask statements 1, 2, 3, and they will ask you which of the following statements or which of the statements given above are correct with respect to this Nirman Shramik Pakka Ghar Yojana. See, here the uh, twist or the catch is, since the name is Pakka Ghar Yojana, so no one can expect or predict the pension features is also there. The pension feature is also there. So that could be a catch. So be careful with this. Workers aged 60 plus receive a monthly pension of 500 rupees. So a pension wala point B is quite relevant with respect to this निर्माण श्रमिक पक्का घर योजना. और भी कुछ पॉइंट्स से देख लेते हैं. लेट्स सी सम अदर पॉइंट्स. सपोर्ट फॉर आउट ऑफ स्टेट वर्कर्स, that means registered Odisha workers in other state will gain benefit. Suppose the laborers who are working, or workers, let's say those who are working in Gujarat, they also be considered, or they will be given some kind of help or support system. Extra benefits, eligible candidates receive accident coverage, education grants, and more. Okay, so extra benefits also will be given. Extra benefits in terms of what? Suppose को गोटे worker accident है at the time of work or something, so he or she will be given some kind of help. Second, educational grant to their children, so such facilities will be given. Home specification, workers can construct a 25 square kilometer permanent home with a pakka, it's not, workers can construct a 25 square, it's not kilometer, permanent home with a pakka toilet. Okay, So 25 square meter rather it would be. So it's not kilometer, it's meter. So permanent home with a pakka toilet. So that facility would be provided. Rural emphasis, underdeveloped rural villages in Bolangir, Nuapada, Bargad, and Kalahandi will be prioritized. So, rural emphasize on the sense those regions should be developed, and these Bolangir, Nuapada, Bargad, Kalahandi, those who are backward regions, backward districts, that will be given special focus or special importance. Okay. So, what are the eligibility criteria? Eligibility in the sense, who are those beneficiaries? Who are those beneficiaries or identification of beneficiary? In terms of identification of beneficiary, the first one is the construction industry affiliation. Construction industry affiliation. Construction industry affiliation, to access the scheme benefits, candidates need to be active in the construction sector. So first criteria to identify the beneficiaries, that those people should active or they are active in the construction sector. ତେଣୁ regularly ସେମାନେ କଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, construction sector ରେ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି. Those people will be given the prioritized or priority. As you know, construction people, they do not have permanent residence. Mostly they do not have the permanent settlement residence. What they do, they generally dwell or generally move from one place to another, and as per the work or construction work. Suppose one person is involved in a particular building work, and let's say after 1 or 2 years that building work is over or completed, then they go to another site for the next project. So such kind of lifestyle they live, or this is their the pattern of movement. So if those construction workers, they do not have this no permanent residence, for them application is open to those who lack permanent housing options. Okay, so next identification criteria is the benefits or the scheme would be provided to those people who do not have this permanent housing facility or permanent housing options. Moving to the next, mandatory registration. Mandatory registration. Candidates must be registered with the Odisha Building and Construction Worker Welfare Board. Candidates must be registered with the Odisha Building and Construction Worker Welfare Board for a minimum 3 years. Previously, it was 5 years. Okay. Simply, it means जो they have they have registered themselves. So person A is working in the construction sector, and that person has registered himself from the last 5 years. So ପାଞ୍ଚ ବର୍ଷ ହେଲାଣି, 5 years that person is working in the construction sector. You have to register yourself in that construction worker welfare board. Now, earlier it was 5 years. Now that year has been reduced to 3 years. That means from last 3 years, one has involved in the construction work. One has involved in the construction work, and that person has been registered himself in this welfare board, and that person would be considered the next eligible beneficiary. The next is the BPL category eligibility, जहाँ हमें below poverty line बोली कहते हो. Only individuals falling under the below poverty line category qualify. Okay, so people as per the census, or as per the, you'd say that different criterias to identify the below poverty line. Okay, government, from or year after year uses certain committee's report or committee's recommendation to identify the below poverty line people. So once those below poverty line people will be identified, so they will be the next category of beneficiaries. Okay, and they will be given this facility. Okay, so that is one another criteria to identify the beneficiaries. Now moving to the next. Next is Biju Setu Yojana. This is Biju Setu Yojana. That is rural breeze. Okay. So let's see what is this Biju Setu Yojana. Biju Setu Yojana was initiated on October 9, 2011. Biju Setu Yojana was initiated आरंभ केबे हेतला October 9, 2011 to build new bridges on rural roads. Okay, new bridges on rural roads. So ग्रामीण अंचल रे जो ग्रामीण अंचल रे कनेक्ट करिवा पई new bridges was started constructed or new bridges were constructed and it was initiated from 9th October 2011, ensuring year-round connectivity for rural regions in the state. Ensuring year-round connectivity ramane kono with the establishing, with the building of bridges so that connectivity would be a smooth enough. Okay, and it's a year-long connectivity. I mean, once bridge will be constructed, tapare apano continuously you can travel or you can move with that with the help of that bridge. So it you can say to ensure 365 or 24/7 connectivity, you need bridges. Okay, the program extend its scope to include bridges on strategically significant panchayat samiti roads under the Panchayat Raj department. Okay, many such villages you will find they do not have direct road connectivity with the main town, whether that village area or panchayat is on a particular island of a particular river, or that has been kind of uh, it does not have any connection with respect to a what you call this all weather road. ତେଣୁ ସେସବୁ ଜାଗାରେ government has started building bridges to provide this connectivity plus all weather road. Okay, so जो particularly जो बिछिन्ना अंचल जहाँ को हमें कहते हो, to connect those areas, to connect or to get a betterment of those people living in that region, government has started this. And this also includes what strategically significant panchayat samiti roads under the Panchayat Raj department. ତେଣୁ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡେ पंचायत समितिज अछि से पंचायत समितिज they are not connected with the main region. ताको मध्ये connect करिवा पई this particular scheme was used. So Biju Setu Yojana purpose is to establish a comprehensive all-weather road. All-weather road माने ବର୍ଷକ 365 ଦିନ ଯାକ you can use that. If you construct a kind of ଯାହାକୁ ଆମେ ମାଟି ରୋଡ କହିଥାଉ या kind of using those temporary kind of arrangement. So this is not all weather road. It is, you can use it during the summer, but in rainy season, which is quite 3 to 4 months in the state of Odisha, it's very difficult for those travelers to use that road. So now the government has started this all weather road network across the state, efficiently catering to the transportation requirements across the states in a cost effective manner. देखो जो temporary arrangement कले कौन होबो, you have to make this road every year. That means every year certain amount of money you have to dedicate for that construction of road. If you, I mean, one time investment, you go for the one time investment and you constructed an all weather road, that is good for the people, that is good for the government as well, because that would be the cost effective. At least after 5 years you have to kind of invest certain amount for the I mean repair work. Okay, so this is what exactly the cost effective manner. The next is the one of the famous scheme of the government of Odisha, which is famous in terms of it has been discussed, it has been appreciated at the national level as well. So Kaliya scheme, and that Kaliya scheme is Krusak Assistance for Livelihood and Income Augmentation. Krusak Assistance for Livelihood and Income Augmentation. So let's see what are the features of Kaliya scheme. It stands for Krusak Assistance for Livelihood and Income Augmentation, famously known as Kaliya, introduced in Odisha to boost agriculture and reduce poverty. So objective is what? To boost agriculture and reduce poverty. So what are the features of this? First is financial aid for farmers. That means farmer would be given the finance or the money So what is the quantity of money? Let's see. Over 30 lakh small farmers to receive rupees 10,000 for both Kharif and Rabi crops for 5 seasons from 2018-19 to 2020, 21-22. See, over 30 lakh small farmers. I think you know this classification of farmers. Marginal farmers. We have marginal farmers. We have small farmers. We have uh, this semi-medium, medium farmers, and then the large farmers. So come to this marginal and small farmers. If you say marginal and small farmers, that means the farmers who has less than 2 hectares of land. The farmers who have less than 2 hectares of land or farmland, they come under this marginal and small farmers category. So when it says small farmers, that means it includes both marginal and small farmers, because beyond 2 hectare they come under this semi medium, and then the medium, then the large farmers. So here government is targeting those farmers, those who have this less than 2 hectares of land. If you have bit knowledge about the agricultural or the farm size, or what we call uh, the farmland holdings, then you will find more than 90% of Odisha's farmer, 90% ଅଧିକା କୃଷକ ମାନଙ୍କର farmer ମାନଙ୍କର land, the size of the land is less than 2 hectares in Odisha. So almost more than 90% farmers, they come under this category of what? Marginal and small farmers, those who are carrying a farm size of up to 2 hectares. So they are the beneficiaries, number one. Number two, they will be given a rupees of 10,000 for both Kharif and Rabi for 5 seasons. 5 seasons in the sense almost 5 years, starting from 2018-19 to 21-22. Clear? So starting from 18-19 to 21-22, so they will be given 10,000 each. Okay. So this is the financial benefits or financial aid. So what is the purpose? Purpose is what? Boost agriculture and reduce poverty. Now, how will it help in terms of boosting the agriculture? It will help in terms of boosting the agriculture. For example, when the cash or the money would be given to the farmers, now farmer will think of investing certain amount as an input in the agricultural field. Okay, so जो पैसे उसको मिलेगा उससे वो क्या करेगा, those, let's say, seeds, fertilizers, or if any use of machine is required in the agricultural field, then they can use by using this money. Are you getting my point? So this is what exactly we say, that investing or invest, it will enhance the investment. This is one part. Second part, some cases, if cash would be given to these farmers, they can be used directly by the farmers for their self consumption. For example, let's say kind of medicines they need, for example, the education for their children, example, any such emergencies in the household. So so it will help both in terms of boosting the agriculture as well as the reducing the poverty. Before coming to this, let me tell you, if you see the national government or the union government, basically, you will find a similar kind of scheme of the union government as well. Okay, union government has started what, this Pradhan Mantri, uh, I mean Pradhan Mantri, this uh, this Farmers Aya Sanrakshan Yojana. It's kind of scheme which has been started by the union government as well. Okay, this farmers I or assuring the income of those farmers, आय संरक्षण योजना. तो उसमें क्या होता है, what exactly the benefits the farmers are getting? Farmers are getting almost around 6,000 rupees per year and 2,000 at each installment, and they will get this whole 6,000 rupees in three installments at 1,000 rupees at each installment. So similar kind of scheme which has been launched by the union government as well. Okay. Now, one of the criticism of this particular schemes, like for example, this simply transforming or giving money to this farmers, one of the criticism which experts generally do, the criticism is this 10,000 rupee which is given by the Odisha government, or the 6,000 rupees every year uh, to the farmer by the union government, and the first objective is what, to boost the agricultural activity both of the state as well as the center, to boost the agricultural activity. How agricultural activity can be boosted? By investing in the input of the agriculture. So input achi, there are seeds egala, fertilizer egala, other such things, irrigation egala. So they will spend that money in those inputs. However, what experts say, instead of investing this amount in the agricultural input, what farmers are doing, they are spending for their self consumption. They are spending for their self consumption. So the first objective which says it will boost the agricultural activity, that is somehow is defeated. Okay, this is one such criticism you can write. If any such mains question will be asked, you can highlight such I mean criticism. Okay, so coming to this, what are other features? Livelihood help for landless. Livelihood help for landless. 10 lakh landless families to get 12,500 for activities like goat rearing, poultry, fishery, etc. So, apart from this, farmers who are having less than 2 hectares of land, the farmers who are landless, जिनके पास जमीन है नहीं, जहाँ पाखरे जमीन नहीं, सेमानंको मध्य they will be given the help of livelihood opportunity or livelihood facility. How or what kind of help? They will be given 10 lakh. Sorry, they will the size of this landless families are 10 lakh. So 10 lakh such households have been identified, and they will be given 12,500 in that particular year of 5 years, let's say. To small and marginal farmers, they are given what, 10,000, whereas this household they will be given 12,500. And if they are involved in goat rearing, poultry, fishery, etc. Okay, so जो माने जमती छेली चाष जाको आमे कहितो goat rearing, basically the animal rearing you can say, or this livestock thing they are involved, and they will be given this 12,500. Support for vulnerable households, financial aid of rupees 10,000 per year for families unable to work due to age, disability, etc. So support for vulnerable household, एटी vulnerable household काहाकू देखा जाउची, that is key, that is the key of the scheme. Who are those vulnerable households? Vulnerable households are the households or head of the family, they cannot work. Why they cannot work? Because of due to over age. Suppose uh, people are there more than 60 years old, they cannot work anymore, and due to disability also. To give them support, the government has started giving 10,000 rupees per year to such families. 10,000 rupees per year to such families. Okay, so this is what we call the financial help to those families with respect to those who cannot work due to overage, or you can say due to disability as well. So you can say under this Kaliya scheme, there are three such categories are there. One, the first category is farmers having land, however, less than 2 hectares, or they are known as the small and marginal farmers. Number one. Number two, landless farmers as well. For the small and marginal farmers, you have 10,000 rupees of financial aid in the 5 years timeline or duration from 2018-19 to 2021-22. Okay, almost around 4 to 5 years duration. Second is landless farmers, but they are involved in the goat rearing, poultry, fishing, etc. They will be given 10,000 rupees. Sorry, 12,500 rupees. 10,000 for the this small farmers, and those vulnerable households, those who cannot work anymore due to disability or due to age factor, they will be given how much? They will be given again 10,000 per year. So this is per year, and this is for that duration. Okay, so that you have to remember. Other than that, you have this feature of insurance coverage. What kind of insurance coverage? 2 lakh life insurance for farmers and landless households. Farmers, basically, those farming community, for every farmer, you can say, farmers, you have this 2 lakh life insurance coverage plus landless household as well. Those who are involved in this goat rearing, poultry, fishing, etc. Then interest free crop loan. Interest free crop loan. Crop loans up to 50,000 provided without any interest. 50,000 तक या 50,000 टंका पर्यंत, if someone is taking loan, then that farmer does not have to pay any kind of interest. 50,000 पर्यंत लोन पाई कौनसी प्रकार इंटरेस्ट दबाकू पड़िबो नाही. This is what exactly the interest free crop loan, and this insurance coverage is 2 lakh life insurance coverage for farmers and the landless persons or landless households, those who are involved in such goat rearing or animal rearing, poultry, fishing industry, etc. Okay. Next scheme. Next scheme is Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana. Odisha Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana. Again, on the name of this Biju Patnaik, जहाँ को हम प्रबाद पुरुष बोली कही थो. So Odisha Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana. This is about the health insurance of rupees 5 lakh. Health insurance of rupees 5 lakh. Let's see. Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana ensures universal health coverage. What is this concept universal health coverage? Irrespective of those, I mean, age group, irrespective of caste, religion, etc. Okay, so universal health coverage is the, uh, simply you can say, everyone should come under this healthcare facility, or everyone should be given a better healthcare facility. So that is the concept of universal health coverage. You know, if any government health facility is there, even a government facility or government medical is there, it should not be only the vulnerable section or the deprived section. It will provide treatment free of cost to every sections of the society, irrespective of income and all. Okay, so this is what exactly the meaning of universal health coverage. So universal health coverage ଯେମିତି ଆଗରୁ ଆମର କ'ଣ ଥିଲା, national rural health mission, then we have this national urban health mission, ତାପରେ ଆମେ merge କରିକି କ'ଣ କରିଦେଲୁ, national health mission. ତେଣୁ now we have this universal health coverage. Every individual in this country would get the health benefits. So with respect to that, what kind of scheme or what are the provisions under this Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana? Let's discuss that. Prioritizing economic vulnerable families. It's giving the priorities with respect to economic vulnerable families. Could be income up to certain level. Okay, beyond that, the health facility or this particular scheme would not be availed. So let's see what kind of vulnerability would be there, or what is the eligibility criteria. Marking a significant program in healthcare. Okay, so to achieve its objective, this Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana has two components. The Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana has two components. So let's see what are those two components. First component, state covers full healthcare cost at all government healthcare levels, including district and medical colleges for all patients. So the first component, prathama component akono, now the state government will cover all those costs in a government facility or government healthcare facility with respect to what? With respect to the district hospitals and any such medical colleges for all category of patients. Irrespective of income, if you visit a medical college or district health care system or any such hospital which is government run hospital, you will be getting the kind of free of cost healthcare treatment or facilities. Over 96.5 lakh economically vulnerable families to get annual, and this is the second component or other component, over 96.5 lakh, this is the volume or the size of the beneficiary. Economically vulnerable families are getting annually 5 lakh health coverage. Annually 5 lakh health coverage plus extra 5 lakh for women members at impaneled private hospitals. Okay, so under this under this scheme, those economically vulnerable families, those who are economically deprived and their income level is not beyond a particular limit, they will be given a kind of insurance. Corner insurance. If they go to any such healthcare facility, and that includes the private hospitals as well. Kahingi na it's a perception which has been developed among the people that in government facilities the healthcare system is not that much good. That is the reason people have started moving towards the private healthcare facilities. And that is the reason you will find that out of pocket expenditure, pocket expenditure with respect to healthcare was gradually increasing. So to address such issue or to address this out of pocket expenditure problem, what happens if out of pocket expenditure will increase? Those economically weaker sections of the society, if out of pocket expenditure with respect to healthcare will increase, their income level will come down. Their income level will come down. A certain segment of their income will go in terms of the health expenditure. To address that problem, government came with this idea that even if you want to go to a private facility, private hospital, then you go that private hospital. Whatever amount the cost or whatever may be the cost with respect to the treatment of that patient, that will be reimbursed by the government, or that patient do not have to pay any single penny with respect to the treatment if that is done in private hospital, and that the amount is up to 5 lakh rupees. Beyond that, then again the member or the patient has to pay. This is one aspect. Second aspect, and this is per annum. This is per annum. Second is, uh, in case of women members, the amount has been extended and they will get 5 lakh extra amount. Okay. That means per annum, they will have, or the women patient have this facility of 10 lakh rupees that can be reimbursed if that person visited a private healthcare facility or private hospital, right? So it's a kind of insurance facility. Jemte hame, I think you most of you having this kind of health insurance system or health insurance, you must have done your health insurance. So if you fall ill, then that the company will reimburse all those money that will be spent in the hospital, and for that you are giving per year certain amount as a premium, or kind of you'd say certain amount you have to pay every year. So in this particular case, they do not have to pay any such amount per year. Only what they will get a card, okay, and after registering themselves and after checking all those eligibility criteria, they will be given that card. So once they will produce in front or in the private sector, in any such private hospital, those money will be reimbursed, or they do not have to pay any single paise for their treatment. Beyond 5 lakh, if that patient is a male member, then they have to pay. And with respect to the women, 10 lakh is the cap. So we discussed the two components. One, that is, we have been, or the government is trying to upgrade all those healthcare facilities so that anyone can come and will avail the treatment at the best facility treatment. Number one. Number two, the second aspect is the insurance facility. Under that Biju Swasthya Kalyani Yojana, state government healthcare facilities, all health services charges are borne by the state government. तेणु जहाँ भी खर्च होबो से state government will provide that, including medicines, diagnostics, dialysis, cancer, chemotherapy, operations, ICU, inpatient admission, blood bank services, etc. in all government health institutions up to government medical college hospital level for all persons. Okay, so this is the part of what universal health coverage. So now every hospitals are having, our government is trying to provide every such facilities in every government hospitals, so that patient will go to the government hospital and they will be given all those best facilities, best treatment. Okay. Now the eligible beneficiaries are provided with a Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana Smart Health Card, by using which they can avail the benefits. Smart Health Card will entitle the beneficiaries to free treatment at all the government hospitals and more than 200 private hospitals of the states. Okay, tenu government hospitals to achi, which will provide free of cost treatment. Along with the government, they have identified 200 private hospitals. Okay, So designated hospitals ko apan jibaku padibo. If the hospital which is not mentioned in this 200 private hospital list, then that will not be reimbursed. So you have to remember 200 private hospitals have been identified in which the money will be dispersed or will be given. Okay, so at all empaneled private hospitals, families having this Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana Smart Health Card can avail cashless treatment at any empaneled private hospital under this within or outside the state. Okay, so outside the state also you will be given this facility, and cashless treatment in the sense you do not have to pay a single paise for your treatment. Only you have to produce the card, this smart card. Cardholder families can avail facilities such as registration, consultation, medical test, pathology treatment, IPD, follow-up consultation, everything, every detail is generally given at empaneled private hospital. Empaneled private hospitals in the sense those designated private hospitals for which state government will bear the cost up to the annual coverage amount. Okay, so that 5 lakh is the annual coverage amount. Moving to the next. The next is Madhu Babu Pension Yojana. Madhu Babu Pension Yojana is kind of pension schemes which will be given those elderly people. So let's see the details of the pension yojana. What is the role of the pension? The government now we have this NPS system and all. Now many such government officials they demand this old age pension or old time pension scheme. What is the role of this pension or objective of this pension? It provides a social security at the time when the person cannot work. The person cannot work. It provides a kind of social security. That means now you are not able to work because of the age. Okay. And you will get a certain amount that is known as the pension as you have already served the government. Okay. Or that organization. So you will get a social security. So, in the similar manner, the Madhu Babu Pension Yojana has been started or launched, which will ensure the social security of the people for the elderly and vulnerable. Elderly in the sense, mostly the age 60. Now, I think you know this retirement age has been increased from 58 to 60. So, eligible beneficiaries are individuals aged 60 and above. Those people, or this is the age of retirement we can consider. Widows of any age, widows of any age in the sense that means widows if that widow is not working or earlier she was dependent on her husband or male members income. So widows of any age, those afflicted by Hansen disease with visible deformities of any age. Third category is those afflicted by Hansen disease with visible deformities. The person who is not able to see, that person is also eligible. Unmarried women over 30 and the girls or the women who have not married over 30 years. Okay, persons with disability and AIDS patients. Okay, these are the eligible criterias. Madhu Babu Pension Yojana. So this eligible beneficiaries, person above 60. This is the first criteria, 60 and above. Second, widows of any age. Third, the uh, those afflicted by Hansen diseases with visible deformities. Okay, so this is the third category. Fourth, unmarried women over 30. And the fifth category is persons with disability and with AIDS and AIDS patients. So these are the eligible beneficiaries and they will come under the Madhu Babu Pension Yojana. Okay. Pension funding and amount, let's see. The scheme provides rupees 300 per month to beneficiaries. So all those beneficiaries we discussed or we categorized, we are giving 300 rupees per month, funded entirely by the state government. Those above 80 receives 500 per month. Okay, so this entirely will be financed by the state government, and above 60 and all those criterias or all those eligible beneficiaries, they will get rupees of 300 per month, 300 rupees or 300 tanga per month. And those persons who are above 80, they will get what? 500 per month. Beneficiary qualification. The first one is the age requirement. Beneficiaries must be aged 60 or above. Residency, applicants must be permanent residents of Odisha. Permanent residents, you have to give the residential certificate with respect to proving that you are the permanent residents. No criminal record. Individuals should not have any criminal involvement. Income limit, yearly income should not exceed 24,000 or fall under the BPL category. That means per month 2,000 that person is earning. If a person is earning 2,000 per month, then also that person will come under this Madhu Babu Pension Yojana. And BPL category people. No dual pension. Beneficiaries should not already received pensions from state or union government. If a person who is a retired government servant, who is already getting the pension from the state or the central government, that person is not eligible. Okay, obviously, since that person is already getting, so that person is not eligible. Okay. The next scheme is Pitha scheme. Pitha scheme, what is this Pitha? Let's say Pitha is it's a kind of a favorite dish of every Odia people. So what exactly the scheme is all about? Let's see. People's empowerment, enabling transparency and accountability of Odisha. People's empowerment, enabling transparency and accountability of Odisha. I think you know that even if you see the initiatives of the government, if you see the economic survey of Odisha as well, the government is committed with respect to provide the people of Odisha a good governance. And when we say good governance, it lies or it is based on the foundation of accountability, responsibility, transparency. Okay, so timely work. So such components are there which we call the good governance. So PITA is what? People's empowerment. Empowerment. People's empowerment means ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କୁ କଣ କରିବା? ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କୁ empowered କରିବା. Empowered in the sense they will be given all those facilities which they can make themselves capable. Okay, capable. So enabling transparency and accountability. So let's see the details of this particular scheme PITA. A scheme to enhance awareness. See, empowerment ର ପ୍ରଥମ ସିଡ଼ି ପ୍ରଥମ ପାହାଚ ଯାକୁ ଆମେ କହିବା, that is awareness. Awareness, that means you must be informed or you must be an informed citizen. You must be an informed citizen. That means you have all those informations. If government is providing something and it has a certain category of beneficiaries or target group, and if people do not know that this is their entitlement, definitely that scheme is not effective, or that scheme is not kind of it will not work out. So first criteria or first step to achieve such empowerment is the information or awareness. So a scheme is to enhance awareness regarding the state government's program. सरकार कौन कौन प्रोग्राम को लॉन्च करिसंती, सरकारंकर प्रोग्राम रो ऑब्जेक्टिव कौन, who are those beneficiaries, so every citizen should know about it, should aware about it. So awareness creation is the first step towards this people's empowerment under the scheme PITHA. A sub scheme of Amo Ga Vikas Yojana. A sub scheme is what? Amo Ga Vikas Yojana. Within the broader framework of the 3T, now it's 5T initiative. 5T secretary भी आपण थिले आपणकर स्टेट रे. 5T is famous with respect to what? This technology, transparency, teamwork, okay, or timely delivery of services. All those 5Ts are there. So Amoga Vikas Yojana, in the sense, the village or our village should be developed one. How it will be developed? It will develop through this technology. That means, let's say, digital India, transparency, let's say, by promoting those, let's say, people, those who are working in the Narega scheme, whether they are getting their ways timely or not, if that will be implemented through technology, so transparency will improve. How much fund is coming to that panchayat, so that will, if the gram sabha will be part of that, so that will increase the accountability of sarpanch. So such things are required, and teamwork, obviously, by togetherness, or it's a combined effort. The development is a combined effort. That is the that is why teamwork is required. So now this 3T has been transferred to the 5T. So Amogam Vikas Yojana, like, let's develop our village. So that is the PITHA Yojana. So next, aims to inform citizens about the schemes and enhance transparency in benefit allocation. Okay. So whether that scheme is reaching towards the beneficiaries or not, that should be monitored. The accessibility should be improved. The accountability should be improved, and the responsibility should be created. Monthly, the top panchayat in each block wins 5 lakh for PITHA organization, and similarly, the best district also gets recognized. So, यार काम कौन? Monthly or every month, top panchayat in each block. So, prati block re the panchayat who is performing well in terms of what? Creation of, or this creating awareness among the citizens about the government schemes, with respect to what? To enhance the transparency of this benefit allocation. So the panchayats who performs well, they will be given the additional 5 lakh rupees, or it's a kind of reward money. Okay, reward money. And the best district is also recognized. Special state level funds are awarded to outstanding panchayats, blocks, and districts as well. See, it's a kind of what? It's a kind of, you'd say, I mean, kind of to make the work of panchayat, district, or block level lucrative. So it's a kind of recognition that this particular panchayat has performed well with respect to enhancing the awareness campaign, or raising the awareness campaign, or increasing the awareness among the people of that region, that such and such schemes are there from the government, and you people are eligible to get that. So this is the duty of the panchayat, to disseminate the information. Okay, lack of information is something which will defeat the purpose of any such schemes which has been launched by the government. The duty of the government is to create awareness. Next is Amo Odisha, Nabin Odisha. Okay, this is the new scheme which has been launched. Objective is what? Objective is enrich. I mean, from name itself, you can see Amo Odisha, Nabin Odisha. That means our state and a new kind of new, ଆପଣ ତାକୁ କହିପାରିବେ ନୂଆ ରୂପରେଖ ଦେବାକୁ ଆମେ ଚାହୁଁଛୁ. ଯେମିତି ଆପଣ କହିପାରିବେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଚାଲିଛି କ'ଣ ନ୍ୟୁ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ, ଓକେ, ସେମିତି ନୂଆ ଓଡ଼ିଶା. ସୋ ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ ଆର୍ ଦୋଜ୍ କମ୍ପୋନେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ଅଫ୍ ନୂଆ ଓଡ଼ିଶା या नवीन ଓଡ଼ିଶା? लेट्स से scheme objective: enrich rural infrastructure, enrich rural infrastructure and uphold Odisha's cultural heritage. Enrich rural infrastructure. When we say rural infrastructure, kichi ବର୍ଷ ପୂର୍ବେ and a few years ago, you will see one scheme was launched, although later phase it was merged with the some other national level schemes. So that scheme was Pura, providing urban opportunity in the rural area. I mean, providing this urban facility or opportunity in the rural area. Why? That means so that the rural people will get the similar kind of access or facilities like the urban people. So when we say rural infrastructure, then we should emphasize all round development of the rural sector or rural infrastructure with respect to electricity, with respect to water supply, with respect to road connectivity, with respect to internet facility, with respect to mobile connectivity, all those facilities, with respect to good healthcare facilities, education facilities, all those facilities will come under this rural infrastructure. So you have to enhance the rural infrastructure. You can stop migration also. Migration is a problem more than a kind of opportunity, because when we say migration, then people come from rural to urban. See, some migrations you cannot stop, migration will be there, but in terms of percentage, in terms of intensity, you can reduce, because people are coming or living rural area and coming to urban only due to opportunities, new work opportunity and new for facilities as well. If you provide this internet facility, road connectivity, everything in the rural area, a number of a certain percentage of people they would not come to urban area, right? So that we can do. So it will stop migration, and migration is a problem in the urban area. I mean, it creates lot of mess in the urban area if urban area is not planned as per this overload of or overload, or if it exceeds the carrying capacity of the urban area. So what we have to do, we have to provide enough infrastructural facility, or we have to increase the infrastructure facility in the rural sector. So first component is the enrich rural infrastructure. Second, uphold Odisha's cultural heritage. Cultural, जदि आमे ओडिशार कल्चर बोली कहितौ, आमे basically we say Odisha's culture is the Jagannath culture. Odisha's culture is the Jagannath culture. So broadly, any such culture we have to uphold, specifically or particularly with respect to the Jagannath culture. Okay. Empowered Gram Panchayat. So let's empower the Gram Panchayats. So Amma Odisha, Nabin Odisha empowers Gram Panchayats for projects up to rupees 10 lakh. So 10 lakh rupees would be provided under this Amma Odisha and Nabin Odisha to work what? To enrich rural infrastructure in that particular region, as well as to uphold the cultural heritage. Kodi Goda Panchayat re, suppose any such uh, I mean that panchayat is famous for one personality who contributed during the freedom struggle of Odisha, or this movement of Odisha, or let's say this unification of Odisha. So to commemorate or to memorize or to celebrate their contribution, to celebrate that person's contribution, that the role of the panchayat is to restore, or you can say upheld that kind of heritage or that person's contribution in that panchayat by building or by constructing library, let's say, by constructing a particular kind of place which would be demarcated for that person or dedicated for that person, or those ancestors home would be converted into museum, जैसे हमने देखा भी है कई सारी जगह पे ऐसा होता है. So that kind of work the panchayats can do to preserve the cultural heritage, the cultural aspect or traditional culture of the state of Odisha. Focus area, preservation of local worship sites. Focus area क्या क्या है? What are the focus areas? Preservation of local worship sites. Local worship sites in the sense यदि कोई गोटे particular पंचायत रे गोटे tourist place अच्छी. For example, let's say the Puri district रे Lokanath, which is a famous. Okay, so now the responsibility of that, or Lokanath is a famous. ଟିକେ ଆପଣ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କୋଉ ଜାଗା ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଯୋଉଟା କି less famous. Now the responsibility with that panchayat to preserve that local worship site by funding, by giving, by taking the responsibility, the repair work, all those kind of work. Historic landmarks and vital infrastructure. Historic landmarks ଯେମିତି ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଏବେ ଟିକେ ସମୟ ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଟେ ଦଉଥିଲି, ସେମିତି ଯଦି ସପୋଜ କୋଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିଲ୍ଲା ସ୍କୁଲ before this India gets freedom, or before this Odisha became the a statehood, ଯଦି construct କରା ହେଇଥିଲା to under the banner of the Swadeshi kind of thing. So ସେ ସ୍କୁଲ ଟାକୁ ଆମକୁ preserve କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ. That school should be a heritage school. Okay, so such things that panchayats have to do under this Amo Odisha Nabin Odisha scheme. And vital infrastructure. Infrastructure enrichment of the rural infrastructure I just discussed with you. Then education and connectivity, bridging education gaps, providing internet, playgrounds, science parks and training centers. Okay, training centers in the sense to provide skill development, vocational trainings. Those people are drop out from the schools, they will be given the training on a specific category or special subjects. So those training sectors will be also constructed. Science parks. Now, see, the future of the country lies with this, that science kind of knowledge would be given to the school students. They should be attracted towards the science, they would be attracted towards the innovation, research and all. So that is the motto behind this particular scheme. So science parks, and also you will find in schools also we have this science exhibitions. Okay, providing internet under the digital India. And I think in our discussion of Odisha economy, I have already told you this common service centers are there, which is generally constructed in every panchayat to provide or to give facilities to the people. So providing internet, playground to inculcate sports as a culture among the people, to inculcate sports as a culture among the people. Support for entrepreneurs, support for entrepreneurs in the sense, if any such person wants to have own business, wants to have an own business, that person should be promoted, that person should be encouraged. Okay, and I have already told you what is the logic behind this entrepreneurs or the startup culture. The government wants to create more job providers than the job seekers. The government wants to create more job providers than the job seekers. So developing work hubs in the sense, so that if one wants to establish a commercial setup or commerce or for the business purpose, that particular place should be given to that person. Okay, skill centers should be set up, banking facilities would be also provided, and emphasizing women entrepreneurs. Women should be part of this entrepreneurship, women should be part of this startup culture. Okay, and they would be promoted. So these are different, you'd say, features of this Amo Odisha Nabin Odisha scheme. Next is cultural heritage emphasis, and under the same scheme, Ama Odisha, Navin Odisha program. Scheme preserves Jagannath culture's universal values or universal brotherhood, rooted in love, service, and equality. Grassroots implementation. Panchayat Raj institutions oversee Ama Odisha, Navin Odisha implementation, fostering local growth and heritage protection. So, scheme the implementing agency is the Panchayat Raj uh, institutions. Okay, implementing agencies are Panchayat Raj institutions. That means the government at the grassroots level, they are the implementing agency. आगे बढ़ते हैं, let's move forward. The next scheme is the mo ghar, और जहाँ को मैं कहूँ my house scheme. Let's see. Initial objective of the scheme is to upgrade kacha houses into pakka structures. Okay. The initial objective is to upgrade kacha houses into pakka structure. Kacha houses into pakka structure. This is the first. Housing loan provisions. Eligible beneficiaries can access loans up to 3 lakh rupees. 3 lakh rupees with a 10-year repayment term, ensuring convenient repayment. So housing loan provision भी है इसमें. Housing loan provision मध्ये अच्छी. Eligible beneficiaries can access loans up to 3 lakh rupees. 3 lakh पर्यंत loan will be given the person who does not have this pakka structure. So first our target is to upgrade the kacha houses to the pakka structure. And for that reason, loans up to 3 lakh rupees would be provided with 10-year repayment term. So 10 saal tak, or by 10 years, so that person has to repay it back, ensuring convenient repayment. Repayment is in the difficult habani. Repayment is in the difficult habani, and that person should given all those opportunities, all those windows, how to repay this loan in a smoother manner, a smooth way. That facility would be provided to those beneficiaries. Okay, that should not be a burden on that person. This is the idea behind this. Eligibility criteria देखिए हमें. What are the eligibility criterias? Families residing in kacha houses or having at least one concrete roofed pakka room qualify for Mo Ghar scheme. Families residing in kacha houses, or having at least one concrete roofed pakka room, qualify for Mo Ghar. Either that person is staying or family is staying in a kacha house, or only one concrete roof pakka room. Gotiye matra pakka ghar achi. They will be given the preference, or they are the eligible criteria. Exclusion. Families owning 4-wheelers. Bhai 4 chakya jahar achi tam kahingi darkar karo. Government employed members. सरकारी चाकरी को कहीं मिलियो, or possessing over 5 acres of irrigated land are not eligible. जहार 5 एकर जमी अच्छी and they are irrigated, मतलब जलसेचन रे भी सुविधा अच्छी, they would not be given this facility or this scheme, that is the Mo Ghar. Okay, so basically you have to remember this eligibility criteria, and eligibility criteria is what? परिवार जो कच्चा घरे रहउचंदी, they do not have the pakka house, number 1. Number 2, if they do have, however, they have only one single pakka house, they are eligible beneficiaries. Inclusive support देखते हैं. SC/ST community and differently abled beneficiaries. Who are those inclusive support? First, SC/ST and differently able beneficiaries, they gain extra subsidies. Okay, so that means it will enhance the inclusivity and support for marginalized communities. Okay, so ultimately objective is what? Inclusion, inclusivity. So uh, through this we can enhance the inclusivity or inclusion by supporting those marginal community, ACST and differently able or disabled, ଯାହାକୁ ଆମେ କହିଥାଉ. Okay, let's see next one, the Abhada scheme. Augmentation of basic amenities and development of heritage and architecture. Augmentation of basic amenities and development of heritage and architecture, that is the Abhada. What is the objective? Objective is transform Puri into a world-class heritage city. Transform Puri, the place of jahaku ame Jagannath Dham boli kahithau, so that should be converted or transformed into a world-class heritage city. That is the plan. Pilgrim and tourist enhancement scheme focuses on affordable, improved facilities for visitors. Affordable and improved facilities. Since thousands, lakhs people are coming every year, so that is the reason why government is trying to transform or to provide a better facilities to the Puri Dham under the Avada scheme. Temple safety is also is a matter of concern. So protection of the temple against potential threats is vital for the pilgrim security. Developmental plans encompasses overall enhanced facilities, infrastructure improvements, land acquisition cost, rehabilitation, and road development for the temple uh, prenict. Okay, so point is developmental plans, that means all round developments, all round developments. So development with respect to facilities in terms of infrastructure, in terms of connectivity, in terms of rehabilitation, in terms of shelter. Okay, so such facilities would be improved or enhanced or would be provided under this Avada scheme to those pilgrims. Okay, moving forward, Khushi scheme. So let's see what are the details of this Khushi scheme. The Odisha government introduced the Khushi scheme, offering free sanitary napkins to girl students. So free sanitary napkins to girl students would be provided from 6 to 12 class. Okay, from 6 to 12 class students would be given the free sanitary napkins in government and government aided schools. Because I mean, generally two things are there. I mean, first is the awareness that the sanitary napkins should be used. Number one. Second, affordability also. So one thing is the accessibility, and another one is the, or a kind of you would say awareness, you say, and another one is the affordability. So to ensure this awareness, affordability, and accessibility, so government has tried to launch this scheme so that at every schools, government schools, from 6 to 12 class, this girl students, they would be given this free sanitary napkin. The state's health and family welfare department oversee the scheme with an annual budget of rupees 70 crores. Okay, let's move forward. Mukhyamantri Kalakar Sahayata Yojana. Mukhyamantri Kalakar Sahayata Yojana. That means to help those kalakars or artists. So what kind of help? Let's see. It was launched for state's literary and cultural artists. Launched for state's literary, those who are involved in the literature. Okay. Sahityika, Kabi, okay, those people, and cultural artists. Cultural artists, for example, those people who are involved in the classical dance forms, okay, theaters, such people also, they would be given this facility. Scheme provides rupees 1200 monthly financial aid to artists. प्रति मासरे 1200 टंका 1200 monthly financial aid to those people, artist. Eligibility: male artist at least 50 years and 50 years old, and female artist at least 40 years old qualify. Okay, so male artist of 50 years old and female artist of 40 years old, they are the eligible beneficiaries to get this Mukhyamantri Kalakar Sahayata Yojana. Artist, okay, those who are involved in different art forms, benefit. About 50,000 artists across the state will be benefit from the initiative. 50,000 ऐसे लोग हैं और 50,000 आर्टिस्ट अच्छंती हम स्टेट रे, those will get the benefit. So you have to remember the amount as well. 1,200 rupees per month. 50 वर्ष in case of male and 40 years in case of female. Okay, next is Bhu Chetana. The next is Bhu Chetana. Bhu Chetana, Bhu, when we say, that means it's something related to Bhumi. Okay, so let's see what exactly the scheme is all about. It's Odisha's iteration of soil health card scheme. Soil health card scheme ବିଷୟରେ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ କହିଦଉଛି. Soil health card scheme, it has already been launched by the union government, and soil health card scheme ର objective କ'ଣ ଥିଲା? If you want to cultivate a particular crop on a piece of land, then the farmer can take a sample soil from this land and get it tested at the soil labs which were constructed or which were set up in different districts. And as per that soil testing, the farmer will be given the advice, or the farmer will get the advice from the experts, like which crop is suitable for that soil in terms of cultivation. This is the scheme or the objective of the soil health card scheme, so that appropriate crop cultivated or crop would be cultivated on that particular form of or type of soil. So soil health card scheme was there. So Odisha government started this Bhu Chetana. So let's see, it turned Bhu Chetana meaning revival of land. Okay, revival of land. How? It has been adopted from Karnataka. It aims to uplift farmers' life in Odisha. It aims to uplift farmers' life in Odisha, or you can say the doubling of farmers' income, जो कि सरकार की टारगेट है, to double the farmers' income or to give farmers a better livelihood opportunity, a good standard of life or standard of living. That is the objective of this, and it was borrowed from the Karnataka state. So Bhu Chetana means revival of the land. So let's see in detail. The scheme centers on the soil quality assessment. So similarly, the way I was or the thing I was discussing with you with respect to the soil health card, here also the soil quality would be assessed. The soil quality would be assessed, and the testing would be done in a particular laboratory. The testing would be done in a particular laboratory, and as per that testing, experts recommend necessary nutrients and fertilizers to enhance the productivity. So first they will say that in this piece of land or in this soil, let's say nitrogen is absent. So we have to use more of nitrogen based fertilizer. Let's say in a soil potash is absent or potash is not up to the certain level or required level, then obviously potash should be given to that soil. So here the advisory with respect to use of fertilizer and manure to enhance or to get the nutrition of that soil in an appropriate manner. To get nutrition of the soil in an appropriate manner, or to get an appropriate nutrients of that soil. Okay, so that ultimately you can increase the productivity of the soil. Customized recommendations appear in farmer soil health cards for practical implementation. So it's not only in terms of word or lectures or in terms of kind of superficial things. The advisory which is generally given to farmers at the ground level or the practical level, or what is exactly the feasible for the farmers. If the farmer cannot afford, then you have given the advisory to the farmer, there is of no use. Okay, so what is generally done, the advisory which is in practice, that can be or that is the main motto behind this. The advisory should be converted into practice and farmer can afford those things. That is the main motto behind this Bhu Chetana. Next is Bakshi Jagabandhu assured water supply to habitations Basudha. Bakshi Jagabandhu assured water supply to habitations Basudha. The scheme was launched in 2018 and aims to provide adequate safe water to rural people for drinking and domestic purpose for the sustainable basis. So basically, to provide water supply to those rural people, Basudha, rural people, for drinking and domestic purposes. Okay, for drinking and domestic purposes, then it is known as what? Basudha. Next is Harishchandra Sahayata Yojana. Harishchandra Sahayata Yojana. Let's see what are the details of this. Harishchandra Sahayata Yojana. Through the scheme, the government provides this financial assistance for last rites. Raja Harishchandra, I mean, I think you know the story of Raja Harishchandra. So that is the reason that the name of the scheme has been given, that Harishchandra Yojana or Harishchandra Sahayata Yojana. ଯାହାକୁ କୁହନ୍ତି କି ହରିଶ୍ଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାନ କରି କରି ଲାଷ୍ଟ କୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ I mean he became the poor and he started living in those graveyards or ଶ୍ମଶାନରେ ରହିବା ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିଥିଲେ. That story I think you know. So that is the reason it has this connection with respect to the name. Through the scheme, government provides financial assistance for last rites. Okay. Scheme aids the impoverished in conducting family members' last rites and unclaimed body cremation. बहुत गुडे आपण जानिथिबे अनटाइमली और अननेचुरल डेथ लोकंकर हुए and they are houseless and they do not have any relatives, friends. So government has this unclaimed body. So when government has this unclaimed body, last right is considered as again the fundamental right of a person. So fundamental right also includes the last right. I mean, I think you know this Article 21, which says right to life and it's a dignified life. So when we say right to life and dignified life, and this dignity also includes this last rights of a person. So when a person is deprived from the last rights, since that person does not have any family, friends, or relatives, now the government's responsibility to, conduct the last rights of this unclaimed body or unclaimed this body of a dead person. So to uh, provide that, ensure that last rights, which is part of the fundamental right of a person, this Harishchandra Sahayata Yojana was launched at least at the last moment of that person's journey. A kind of dignified or is respected that life. It just ended with all respect and dignity. So that is the reason this was launched. One part. Second part is there are a lot of people, those who cannot afford these last rights, okay, cannot afford the last rights. And these people also deprived from this last right component. So rural and urban aid, rupees 2000 is generally allocated for the rural area, rural people, and 3000 for the urban area to conduct this last rites. Okay. Mahaparayana initiative, it includes free transportation of deceased for burial and cremation through herds vehicle from hospitals, medical colleges to burial or cremation site. Mahaparayana initiative, I think you must have seen this, that suppose a person died in a particular city, and that person's relative or family members wanted to bring the body to the village, their native place. However, they do not have money or uh, the finance, so they cannot afford that. That is the reason the Mahaparan initiative is there. So under this particular scheme, Harishchandra Sahayata Yojana, free transportation of the deceased person or deceased body would be the facility would be provided. Resource support, CMRF, that is the Chief Minister Relief Fund, provides this particular vehicles, ensuring dignified transportation for healthcare, from healthcare facilities to the final resting places. Okay, so this is the scheme which has been launched to provide a dignified, respectable life. I mean, the last part of their life on earth. Next is Balaram Yojana in Odisha. Balaram Yojana, although we have discussed when we were discussing the economic survey, but let's highlight this Balaram scheme. Odisha government has launched Balaram Yojana in 2020. Balaram Yojana. What is this Balaram Yojana? To provide crop loans to landless farmers. To provide crop loans to the landless farmers. Why this Balram Yojana has been launched? Let me explain that to you. Landless farmers, those who do not have any land, number one. Number two, then what is the requirement of loan? Even if they do not have any land or they are not owner of any land, however, they are bhagi chasi. ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ କଣ କହିଥାଉ? ଭାଗୀ ଚାଷୀ ବୋଲି କହିଥାଉ. କାହିଁକି ଭାଗୀ ଚାଷୀ ବୋଲି କହିଥାଉ? They cultivate on someone else land. ଯୋଉଟା ଆମେ ଭାଗ ଚାଷ ବୋଲି ଆପଣ ଶୁଣିଥିବେ, that ଭାଗ ଚାଷ, that is the share croppers, share cropping. That share cropping is ଭାଗ ଚାଷୀ. That means they take someone else land as a rent and they cultivate on that piece of land. So there is a kind of distribution of revenue also. It could be 50-50 or any other such arrangement would be there. So landless farmers, and generally this kind of arrangement is made verbally. The sharecroppers arrangement or जो भाग चाषी आमे कहताउ, owner और tenant तांका भितर जो arrangement थाए भाग चाषर, that is something very kind of verbal in nature. Since this is verbal, there is no such document which is there with the farmers to show or produce in the bank to get a loan. Okay, because when you go to a bank for a loan, you need what? Paper or documents. That is the reason it has been decided those landless farmers and those who are cultivating on someone else's land, since they do not have any avenue to get or to access a loan from the bank, so it has been decided, let's provide them such facility. So they will be given crop loans to landless farmers. Under the new scheme, the landless cultivators will get loans through joint liability groups as well. What is this joint liability groups? Let me tell you. Some areas, for example, good example doji, in the northeastern region, there are certain farmlands are there, that is, or they are not belong to a single person. They are belong to a kind of a group of people or a group of villagers. So in that case, in such case also, uh, the banks would give the loan. In such case also, banks also will give the loan to that whole community or whole group. Are you getting my point? Suppose there are 2 to 3 people, they got a particular land or lands on rent as a bhagachasi. So they can get the loan under this name, joint liability groups. It consists of 2 or more than 1 people, 2, 3, 4, whatever may be the numbers. So those borrower are not a single person, more than one persons. Okay. So under Balaram scheme, the government had set a target to provide farm loans up to 7 lakh rupees to landless farmers. 7 lakh rupees to landless farmers. So those landless farmers should be eligible to get loan from the banks. आगे बढ़ते हैं. निर्मय योजना or निर्मय initiatives, key goals. What are those key goals? Let's see. Key goals are dispensing crucial medicines free of charge at government healthcare hospitals or facilities for effective healthcare. Nirmaya initiative. What is this Nirmaya initiative? Dispensing crucial medicines. Crucial medicines, medicines for the, let's say, those diseases whose I mean, life-saving medicines, we can say. Life-saving medicines. Those crucial diseases, the medicines will be provided free of charge at government hospitals. Enhancing accessibility to essentials. This is another feature of this Nirmaya Yojana. 2 components, easing financial burden from care. जैसे I was discussing with you that out-of-pocket expenditure becomes high if such health facilities are not provided by the government. Now, the medicines, the price of medicines are so high, if you are going to purchase from the market, it will definitely cut a large size or large chunk of your income, monthly income. So it's a kind of burden on the deprived section or the poor sections of the society. So what we generally do, or what government has planned to provide those life-saving medicines or drugs or crucial medicines which is free of charge or free of cost at government hospitals, so that it will ease the financial burden. Number one. Number two, lowering morbidity, mortality and disease control. So बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं मेडिसिन खरीद नहीं सकते हैं, उसके वजह से भी मेडिसिन छोड़ देते हैं. They cannot afford. So that leads to what? Morbidity, mortality and spread of disease. So to do that, or by doing that, you can say this problem again will be resolved. Lowering morbidity, mortality and disease control can be done. Let's see some other few features. All age groups covered. Odisha Nirmaya scheme, accessible to all age groups. There is no such age bar. All age groups can access this. Employee exclusion not applicable to state or central government employees. Okay, since they are earning a decent amount, so they are not eligible. Hassle-free benefit, no application required for Odisha Nirmaya scheme enrollment. Okay, no application is required. Easily you can get by producing your identification. So there is no age bar. Only thing is the government employees would not get that facility. आगे बढ़ते हैं. The 5T initiative. 5T initiative. 5T initiative कौन देख लेते हैं एक बार. 5T initiative मैं आपको कहती जे to achieve the good governance, and government is committed towards the good governance. That's the reason they are promoting what? They're promoting teamwork. They are promoting technology. They are promoting transparency. They are promoting transformation and time limit. Teamwork, it's teamwork in the sense that I mean, to speed off the kind of execution, you need a team to work. Technology, it will again faster the service delivery. It will enhance the transparency as well. Okay, technology, transformation, and the time limit. Time limit means delivery of service within a particular time limit would be there. What are the aims? Enhance governance quality in Odisha. Enhance governance quality in Odisha by fostering teamwork, transparency, and tech-driven citizen services. Transformational shift emphasizes reformed government functionality for better responsiveness and efficiency. Okay, so this is the 5T initiative. आगे देखते हैं. Different components are teamwork, collaborative government efforts for better service delivery. When we say teamwork, team includes both government, those different stakeholders who are part of that process, the grassroots government, the grassroots democracy, the people of the state, those citizens. Okay, so everyone would be part of that. Technology promotes tech integration for efficient and transparent administration. Transparency ensures accessible government information. Transparency, okay, I think you know this. Transparency, one of the component is the RTI, and you know this the role of the RTI in the good governance. Transformation adapts government to citizens' needs and optimizes resource use. Time limit, that means the project should be done, the work should be completed within a time frame. So delay leads to what? All those kind of mess. Delay leads to increase in cost of the project. Timely delivery cannot be done. Okay, so people are deprived from the services. Many such things happen. So implementation executed across Odisha's government department and agencies. Noted achievements, improved governance quality and responsiveness. ये 5T initiative के ऊपर एक long question भी पूछा जा सकता है. They can ask you a long question, essay type question in your GS paper. Basically, in the GS paper too, where is the governance and social justice is there. In that segment, they can ask you this question of 5T initiative. Okay. So successful implementation भी देख लेते हैं. Education e-learning platforms are there. Applications have been improved, aiding students teacher communication. Healthcare maybe we have this telemedicine setup for remote healthcare access. Telemedicine आपण जानिथिबे जे doctor is sitting in a particular city, and the person who is in the rural area or rural healthcare facilities also can approach the doctor and get the advice with respect to treatment through this digital mode, that is the telemedicine. And it has done miracle in this health sector. Infrastructure, streamline infrastructure projects by clearance process. That means suppose a project is about to start or project has been sanctioned or approval has been given. However, there are a lot of things to do. For example, environment clearance. For example, this kind of biodiversity or such environment things are done. Land acquisition. Okay. So all those approvals and all those clearances, what industries have to do, they have to wait for a long. If a single window clearance system would be there, that project would be passed with a very short span of time, and that would be proved as effective for the governance. Let's move to the next. Biju Gaon Gadi Yojana. Biju Gaon Gadi Yojana, that means it's a public transportation scheme. Biju Gaon Gadi Yojana, it's a public transportation scheme that provides subsidized bus services to the people of Odisha. Okay, subsidized bus services. So to increase the public transportation system, this particular scheme has been launched, or Yojana has been launched, and that provides subsidized bus services to the people of Odisha. The scheme provides subsidized bus services to rural areas and to economically weaker sections of the society. rural areas and the economically weaker sections of the society. So if you see this present time, you will find that the bus ticket or the price of the transportation has increased a lot by keeping the pace with the increase in prices of petrol and diesel. That is the reason a significant sections of the society, they cannot afford this public transportation. So what now government has done, government has launched this subsidized bus service scheme to support this rural people, basically rural people, those who cannot afford it. And second is the economically weaker sections of the society, those who cannot afford the increased price of what we call public transportation system. Next is the Matsyajibi Basagruha Yojana. Matsyajibi Basagruha Yojana, in the sense, the fisherman community, to provide them the housing facilities. This has been launched. Matsyajibi Basagruha Yojana. Matsyajibi, the fisherman community. Basagruha, the housing, the household facility, the housing, the ghara provide kariba. That is Matsyajibi Basagruha. Is a housing scheme that provides financial assistance to fishermen community in Odisha to build houses. So they will be given some financial support. The scheme provides a loan up to 2 lakh rupees to fishermen to build houses. So they will be given a what? A loan up to 2 lakh rupees. So 2 ଲକ୍ଷ ଟଙ୍କାର ଲୋନ୍ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ୍ କରାଯିବ to build the house. Okay, loan up to 2 lakh rupees to build the fishermen, to build the house of those fishermen community. Again, a famous scheme, Ahara Yojana, affordable food subsidy program. Okay, affordable food subsidy program managed by Odisha's Ministry of Food Supplies and Consumers Welfare Cooperation. Managed by Ministry of Food Supplies and Consumer Welfare, offers low cost lunch service. So the food which is provided at the lunch time at rupees 5 for the urban poor. Okay, inspired by Tamil Nadu's Amma uh, Unnabagam. Okay, see, this urban poor is very much affected with respect to the rise of price, or price rise in few years, in these years, with respect to rise in the petrol and diesel, with respect to rise in the essential products as well. So to give ease to those urban segment or urban weaker section or urban poor people, this low cost lunch was provided, or it's, and you will find this ahar kendras are there in many such places, and the rupees 5 is the cost of that meal. Inaugurated in 2015 by the Chief Minister of Navin Patnaik, Utkal Divas, operational in the 5 major Odisha cities. Actual food cost is rupees 20, but subsidized to rupees 5. Okay, so I mean, it's support from the Odisha Mining Corporation. Target is 60,000 plus beneficiaries on the daily basis. So dalma bhato दिया जाउछि 5 टंगार, आपण जानिथिबे. So not to discuss much. Economical lunch provides cooked rice, dalma, and papad, rupees 5. Hygienic settings ensure food preparation and service under hygienic conditions. Okay. Convenient locations, basically hospitals, bus stands, railway stations, ensuring easy access. Eligible recipients aims at urban poor. It's not that any such criteria have been decided targeting the urban poor, but whoever wants to have the food, they can go. Financial backing subsidized by Odisha government, Odisha Mining Corporation. Okay. More bus service, I think, to improve the Bhubaneswar Cuttack public transport or the urban public transport, basically managed by the Capital Region Urban Transport CRUT, a government of Odisha special purpose vehicle. Buses having feature of Wi-Fi, CCTV cameras, online ticketing, and mobile app. The commuters use Odyssey City Card for automated fare collection. And now we have also introduced the battery or electric vehicles, also electric buses under that. So these are few schemes we have discussed with respect to the government of Odisha, and these are important with respect to your prelims exam, and they can ask you these questions. And generally, they ask, if you see the previous year question paper, generally they ask uh, one or two schemes or those initiatives uh, which has been launched by the state government. Okay. So with that, let's end this session and we'll meet tomorrow. We'll continue our discussion. Thank you very much.